Hello, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This is one of 4 series of videos to provide a helpful demonstration on how you can help promote and engage with Union League Boys and Girls Clubs on social media. All trustees were given a social media guidelines and checklist to outline what you can do to help. These videos will demonstrate exactly how you can do the things that are listed on this guideline and checklist. As a trustee member, you play a crucial role in helping promote Union League Boys and Girls Clubs communications initiatives. Social media plays a vital part in getting Union League Boys and Girls Clubs greater name recognition and reaching a wider audience. We use social media to share all the good work that our clubs are doing and the impact that that work makes on our club youth. With your help, our social media posts and content can achieve reaching greater user engagement and an ever-growing network of supporters and followers. These videos are broken up into the different platforms that Union League Boys and Girls Clubs utilizes: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We understand that our trustees may not utilize all of these platforms, and we do not expect our trustee members to do so. We only ask that you follow the social media guidelines and checklist for the platforms that you do use or are interested in starting to use. In this video, we're going to take a look at how you can promote Union League Boys and Girls Clubs on LinkedIn. Some of the things in this video are going to get pretty granular and basic, so if there's anything that you don't find applicable to you or helpful or that you already know, please feel free to skip ahead to a section that is of greater use to you.
Right, and here we are on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, unlike any of the 3 other platforms I have discussed, is really more geared towards career and professional development. So this is really obviously a platform you would use in order to share your resume or your career experience, to build your professional network. But it is also a little bit more personalized in terms of people do use it to share personal information about themselves that they think that their business contacts would be interested in. And that also includes sharing information such as causes and nonprofits that they support. And that kind of gives you a more personal touch with your business contacts and kind of gives you more of a personable persona on your LinkedIn profile. So just like with the 3 other platforms I showed you, you're going to have your profile and you're going to have a newsfeed. And right now we are looking at a newsfeed, and a newsfeed really is just a collection of posts from other LinkedIn users that LinkedIn's calculations and algorithm decided they thought I would be interested in seeing. So for example, because I've been following Greater Chicago Food Depository, LinkedIn assumed I probably would want to see their most recent post. So I can see that there. So if you're following Union League Boys and Girls Club on LinkedIn, there is a good chance that a Union League Boys and Girls Club post would show up on your feed. But again, just like with the other platforms, as I discussed, I really would say don't make an assumption and just assume that you're going to see all of our posts come up in your feed, because the algorithm of LinkedIn is not perfect. The best way to ensure that you are up to date in terms of what Union League Boys and Girls Club is posting on LinkedIn and how we've been active on LinkedIn is by going to our LinkedIn page, which we will get to in a moment. So as you can see here, let's first start by talking about how you yourself can make your own post on LinkedIn. Well, we're at the very top of the news feed here, and we can see right here it says start a post. So I could just click there and I can type in whatever I want. Posting on LinkedIn. And just like all the other platforms I had been discussing, you can use hashtags as well as you can tag people on them. And just to sort of review for a final time, hashtags are a way that you can sort of classify and categorize your posts. So for example, if you were making a post about Women's History Month in order to celebrate Women's History Month, you might want to do a hashtag specific to Women's History Month. So for example, let's say that this was a post celebrating Women's History Month. I would make a hashtag to categorize that. And the way I would do that is by first and foremost putting in the £. And you always have to start with the £, in order to let LinkedIn know that you're making a hashtag. Otherwise, it won't realize it's a hashtag. Then I will put in Women's History Month, because that's the hashtag I think that's really appropriate to categorize this as a Women's History Month post. Right there. And you can also notice I didn't put any spaces anywhere, not between the £, and any of the letters, or not even between Women's History or Month. And that's because in order for it to be registered as a hashtag, it has to be all one word. And you can see, I know it's definitely been registered as a hashtag because the font is bolded. So for example, if I get a space in between history and month is no longer part of the hashtag, so this would only be hashtag Women's History. But I don't want that. I want it to be hashtag Women's History Month. So let's get rid of that gap, and we can see it's all bolded again. And now I fixed it, and it would register as Women's History Month. And basically what this does is this increases the likelihood of other people who are interested in Women's History Month posts to see this post, because they might do a search themselves to find content that is Women's History Month specific, or LinkedIn might register that another user is interested in that, and knowing that you've classified it with this hashtag as Women's History Month might be more likely than to put it on their feed for them to see. So that's sort of the significance of a hashtag. Now going into, I had mentioned tagging people. And when I say tag people, that's really basically putting in a notification that there is a post that is about or involves another LinkedIn user. And you might want to tag somebody because you want that person to know that you're posting about them, and you want to make sure they see it and that they are notified by LinkedIn, which they will do. So we're actually going to make this hashtag. Let's get rid of that because that was just an example, because we're really actually talking about promoting Union League Boys and Girls Clubs on LinkedIn. So let's actually make this first a hashtag more specific to Union League Boys and Girls Club, and that's one of our classic hashtags. And now, because this is a post that is relevant to Union League Boys and Girls Clubs, I might want to actually tag them. So let's just say posting about Union League Boys and Girls Club. So I want Union League Boys and Girls Club, though, to know that I'm posting about them. So for the first thing I'm going to do is I'm not just going to type in Union League Boys and Girls Club's name. I'm first going to put in the @ sign right there. And then I'm going to do @ Union League Boys and Girls Club. Now, because I've searched for Union League Boys and Girls Club so often, Union League Boys and Girls Club picked it up immediately and saw that, which is perfect, because there it is right there, Union League Boys and Girls Club. So I'm just going to click on that. And now that it's bolded, that name is bolded, I now know that I've tagged Union League Boys and Girls Club in on this. So whenever I publicize this post, LinkedIn will notify Union League Boys and Girls Club that they have been tagged and mentioned in my post. So their attention will be drawn to it, they'll see it, and then they can interact with it however they want. So again, if you're posting anything and there's someone specifically whose attention you want to be directed to that post, you can tag and mention them by doing it just the way I did. Or you can also put that in anywhere, though. You don't have to. So if I wanted that lower down, I could have put that lower down. It's entirely up to you. Now, you can also put in things such as a photo. So if you wanted to include a video or a photo with this post, you could do so by clicking on this icon that my cursor is highlighting right now. Well, that's the photo one. Here's the video icon. So if you wanted to add in video, you would click on this video icon I am now highlighting with my cursor. And then finally, you also have the option of actually adding in a document and attaching a document to a post as well. So if there was some sort of a document you really wanted to, you would see, you would click on this document icon right there. That's really the basics for how to create a post. But I don't want to post it because it was just an example. So in addition to interacting with being active on LinkedIn and promoting Union League Boys and Girls Club by by interacting with our posts, which I'll get into in a moment. We actually also suggest that you add your activities with Union League Boys and Girls Club on your LinkedIn profile. So just like with the other 3 social media platforms I went over, you're going to have your own personalized page or profile page on LinkedIn. And you can get to that 2 different ways. First and foremost, the link to your personal profile page would be visible here. So that's me, Yoel BGC Maine. So I could click on that to get to my own personal page, or I could go to the icon up here in the top right corner, and then you see there's this view profile button. I'm going to click on that. And now here's my page, and I would customize this to whoever I want. So obviously you can use your own personal page on LinkedIn to list your professional skills, and if you have any, professional references and so on and so forth, you can put that there. But I'm not going to go too much into detail. The one thing that I really highly recommend in order for you to make sure that you really have a well-developed LinkedIn profile, and that really to make your connection to Union League Boys and Girls Clubs clear, would be to add your experience as a trustee member onto your personal LinkedIn page. And you would do that by going first to this Add Profile section button. So you're going to click on that, and you can see all these options of things that you can include. And right here, we see something that's called volunteer experience. So I'm going to click on that volunteer experience there, and then I have all of these windows to fill. So we're doing Union League Boys and Girls Club, and I see LinkedIn knew exactly who I was talking about, so I'm going to click on that. So the organization I volunteer with is Union League Boys and Girls Club, and for role, I'm just going to put in trustee member. Although I see member, board of trustee, or board trustee are some of the ones mentioned. Now, we really think the word trustee is important to describe your titles. So however you really want to frame it, just make sure that you have trustee somewhere in it. So it can be trustee member or board of trustee member. So however you want to do that. And then the next thing you're going to have to fill out is cause. And we recommend that for the cause, you select children. And right now, we're going to say, yes, I am currently a trustee member. So you would keep this box checked for however long you're a trustee member. And then whenever you're no longer a trustee member, you would come back to this, you would unclick that box. And so, for example, when you become a life trustee member, I would suggest not deleting what you've put together here, just uncheck that box, then create another volunteer experience, just like what I'm doing here. And your role then would be life trustee member. But right now, I am currently a trustee member. So we're going to click on that. And now it's going to say, when did I start? So let's say I am a new trustee member. So I just started in January. And then here you would put in a description of what you're doing. So, this is a good area where you are describing both what Union League Boys and Girls Club is and what we do. So you would probably want to add in our mission and the fact that, we serve more than 15,000 Chicago's youth. And you also are going to want to put in what you're actually doing with us as a trustee member. So if you're on any of our committees, so for example, if I was on the communications committee, in this description, I probably would want to put in that, I am currently on the communications committee of the Board of Trustees. If maybe I typically arranged a field trip for any of the club youth annually, I would maybe add that in. So I would say, arrange annual field trip with the details of what that trip is for club youth. Whatever it is to really sum up everything you've done with the organization. And then when you've put in everything you wanted to, you see there's this save button here. So I'm just going to click save. And now scrolling down. So in addition to your professional and work experience, you also now have your volunteer experience, and people can see that right here. And again, that's just sort of a nice touch to add on to your profile. And also, again, it's a way to really establish the connection that you have with Union League Boys and Girls Club. But now I'm going to really quickly delete this because this, again, was just an example. So we got rid of that. So now let's go over how we find Union League Boys and Girls Club's page on LinkedIn. So up here in the top left-hand corner, there's the search bar. Now, you can see there are recent searches, and I search a lot for Union League Boys and Girls Club, so it's up in my recent searches immediately. But let's just pretend for a second I don't commonly look for Union League Boys and Girls Club. So let's just type in Union League, and oh, there we go. LinkedIn has established whom I'm looking for, so I'm just going to go click. So there is a home page, for example, and here has a whole bunch of information about Union League Boys and Girls Club here, and including shows some of the posts that we did. There's also an about section up in this top menu area here. And again, that has additional information about Union League Boys and Girls Club. But let's just say the only thing I want to see right now are the posts that Union League Boys and Girls Club did. So I'm going to go to this top menu right here again, and I'm going to click on posts. And then scrolling down, you can see all of the posts that Union League Boys and Girls Club has ever done. So like I said, I wouldn't assume that you're going to see all of the posts from Union League Boys and Girls Club on your newsfeed. The best way is to go to Union League Boys and Girls Club's page to check in all of that. But first and foremost, let's just make sure we're following Union League Boys and Girls Club on LinkedIn. And you would do that by checking right here, the follow section. And right now I am following Union League Boys and Girls Club on LinkedIn. So it has that check mark and following. So this is great. So once you see the follow button, you click on it, it'll look just like this, and we'll start showing up on your feed more regularly. And you've just helped boost our presence on social media. Now let's talk about interacting with some of these posts, because we have a lot of really great posts on here. And so far, it looks like I've done a pretty good job of making sure I'm interacting with all of them for the most part. But let's stop at this great one about breaking ground at camp for the health center. So there's this great post about the breaking ground ceremony. So congratulations to the camp committee, to Gwen, and obviously to the chairman, Michael P. Sullivan, for the breaking ground ceremony for the health center. And this is great. So I feel I should really interact with this, and you can do that in multiple ways. So first and foremost, you have the option of liking it, or you can also do a celebratory clapping hand icon. You can do a support with a hand giving heart icon. You can love it. If you think this is a really good idea, you can mark it as insightful. Or if you think that there's something kind of curious about it, obviously there's this curious reaction that you can do too. But let's do celebrate, because this is something we're celebrating, which is great. And then you can comment however you want to, as well as another way to interact. So right here, there's this comment section. So let's just say, wonderful news. And then again, I can add a photo if I wanted to this comment, or I can put in an emoji, again, if I wanted to make it kind of cutesy. And then whenever I'm done with whatever my comment is, I would just hit post. Now, that's just an example, so I'm just going to delete it for the time being. And another way you can interact with our post is this share button right here. So I'm just going to click on that. And when I share Union League Boys and Girls Club posts, that means it's going to also include that post on to my LinkedIn page that we were at earlier. So I'm going to hit share, and you can add a sort of personalized message if you want to customize it in a way, right in this section, if you want to. But if you don't, if you just want to share their post as is right here, you don't have to include anything, and you can then just hit this post button in the bottom right-hand corner. But let's say that there is a customized messaging I can do, and I can put in whatever message I want, including, as you can see right here, LinkedIn mentions you can start writing or use an @ symbol to mention people, companies, or schools. And you can also include in hashtags as well. So let's say, for example, great news from camp. If I wanted to tag anyone, so let's say I want to tag Union League Boys and Girls Club in this. I know we're sharing their content, so we don't really need to tag them, but let's just say we still want to tag them anyway. So congrats. And then again, in order to tag, just like on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter, we have to start with that @ symbol. And let's do Union League, and perfect. LinkedIn knew exactly what I was looking for. So congrats, Union League Boys and Girls Club. It's bolded, so it goes to show it is. And then I can also add in any hashtags that I want. BGC hashtag, and then let's also say camp, because this is camp related. So we have these two classifications too. So if that's everything I wanted to include when I share, I would just hit post. But in this example, I don't really want to tag in Union League Boys and Girls Club. I just put that in as an example. So I'm just going to leave it like this. And then when I'm done, I'm just going to hit post. And if I then go back to my profile, we can see this is now on my LinkedIn page, my ULBGC main profile, where we initially added in my volunteer experience as a trustee member as well. So because I shared this, anyone who's following me on LinkedIn is now more likely to be able to see this as well, because this is now my post. People following me have a good likelihood of seeing posts that I generate. So anyone who's not following Union League Boys and Girls Club on LinkedIn, but is following me, will likely see this reshare post that I did. And that's kind of why sharing is so important, because it really, again, expands that audience base, just like it does for Facebook, just like it does for Instagram, and just like it does for Twitter. And then let's just go back a second here, because there's sort of one final way you can interact with a post. So we have now this other great post about the Greater Chicago Food Depositories grant back on Union League Boys and Girls Club's page. In addition to the reacting, the comments, and sharing it as a post, I can also send it if I want to send this as a message. So if there's just one specific person I wanted to send this to, I can do so. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, this was a post about our Youth of the Year ceremony, and it was around Youth of the Year time. And there's somebody in my LinkedIn network who I'm hoping will attend Youth of the Year, who I want to, or who said that they were interested in learning more. I might want to send them this to get them interested in attending the event, or to help give them some more of that information that they said they were interested in. So I could do this, and by doing it like this, this would be personalized information. So let's say, for example, Kim said she wanted to learn more about this grant. So I can include her right there, and then I can include in a message to saying, Kim, check this great news out. And when we scroll down, we can see it includes that post with information about the grant. And so when I am done, I've selected who I want this message to go to. I've put in my own personal message to her. I can then just hit send. Again, that was just an example. And that really covers the basis for LinkedIn.
And that concludes our helpful demo on how you could promote Union League Boys and Girls Clubs on LinkedIn. We thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video and to learn what you can do to help grow our audience and to get our messaging out there on social media. If you have any questions on what you saw in this video, please feel free to reach out and we'll be happy to answer those questions. Thank you.